Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks Podcast. I am Sam, that is Mike, and today we have a fun video planned for y'all. We are each going to be giving a player who we think will break out this year for the Seahawks. I picked one, Mike picked one. We're going to be giving our reasons why and breaking it down. Mike, I will let you go first because I am a gentleman. I will let you go first. Mike, who is your player that you think will break out for the Seahawks?
And they say chivalry is out of style. Sam, stay classy, my man. Anyway, my breakout player is a guy who's not necessarily new to the team, but he's a guy that really just kind of hasn't hit his stride yet. He's had moments where he's flashed his potential, but he hasn't really, strung together consistent good game after game. Is a guy that I had a lot of hype for when we drafted him in the first round of the 2018 draft. That's Rashaad Penny. I think Rashaad Penny is our breakout player of the – I know, right? I think Rashaad Penny is the breakout player of the year. I think with Shane Waldron's new scheme, I don't know why. I just think Rashaad's going to stay healthy. He's going to have a great year. He's going to be a consistent threat running the ball. We saw what, the Rams have done in recent years with Todd Gurley and Cam Akers and all those guys and what they did with, C.J. Henderson and all that. I think Rashaad Penny is going to have a good year. I think he's going to be more involved in the passing game. I think he's going to split carries with Chris Carson. And I don't know. I really do think that Rashaad Penny's going to have a breakout year. It's a contract year for him coming up. So if the time is now for him to just ball out and have a great season. So Rashaad Penny is my breakout player of the year candidate.
That's a hot, steaming hot take. Wow, that was the last answer I was expecting you to say. Wow, that's crazy. Rashaad Penny? Okay, I can respect it because I did say that he would be one of the keys to us having the best offense in the NFL this year. So I can respect it. That's really going out on a limb. And honestly, it's a perspective that I could see backed up with Shane Waldron's new offense and what they rely on running backs for, especially in the passing game. So my player is on the opposite side of the football, and it's my favorite spot on the opposite side of the football. It's the big boys in the trenches. On our defensive line right now, especially on the interior, we don't have a lot of depth, at least not a lot of known depth. We have Al Woods, Poona Ford, and Brian Monet. And late, I think in April, we made this addition. And it's an addition that recently I've grown very fond of, especially out of what I've seen from him in training camp so far. It is the former first-round pick of the Arizona Cardinals, Robert Keiichi. This dude is a freak of nature. If you guys do not know who he is, he was picked, I believe, by Arizona in 2016, pick 30, selected by Arizona. And he out of Ole Miss, he was considered to be like a guy who's like a top 10, top 5 talent, but has off the field issues, and those really lingered for him in the NFL. Could never really gain any solid momentum. He had 4.5 sacks for Arizona in 2018, but has just never had like that 1 year where it's like, oh my God, this is why they picked him in the first round. I mean, that 4.5 sack year in 2018, only sacks he's had in his entire career. So it's a bold thing to say that he'll just all of a sudden start jumping out. He's on the NFL website, it says he's 6'3". That I do not believe is true because I've seen other things that say he's around like 6'4", 6'5". His official Wikipedia says he's 6'4". So he's like 6'4", 315. This dude's huge on the interior. He has serious pass rushing ability. Played at Ole Miss, like I said, or Ole Miss. I don't care. But Ole Miss is a team that plays Alabama very frequently, a team that plays Georgia very frequently, a team that plays a lot of SEC, tough, gritty talent. And this dude was a stud in college. And apparently he's looked explosive in camp. I've seen not only Pete Carroll, like this isn't just like Pete BSing, being like, hey, he's looking great. He's looking great. He's
Guys,
looking
trust
awesome.
me, he's looking awesome. All right.
He's looking great.
Because we know Pete is really reliable in his
Yeah.
pressers, man.
Yeah. This is like the people at the training camp and like Keiichi is explosive. He has high energy. He's moving incredibly well for size. And apparently Pete said he balled out in workouts. He balled out and now he's balling out in training camp. I think Keiichi makes the roster, and I think he's going to be our main pass rushing defensive tackle. I would not be surprised if he has like a 4 or 5 sack season. I would really not, just because of that size mismatch. Usually those guys on the interior are usually much shorter than they are on like the outside. Usually they're around like the 6'3", 6'2" range. So to have a guy like Keiichi who's 6'4", who could just dominate with power and size, I mean, I'm really excited for him. Looks like his teammates are rallying around him, and he's taking this opportunity very seriously. He had a press conference. He said, I know that this is my last opportunity. I know this is my last chance to prove what I have in the NFL, because he's kind of considered a bust. Not even kind of. He is considered a bust in the NFL. This is his last chance to turn it around. I think he's going to take this opportunity very seriously. That's my player who I project to break out this year for the Seattle Seahawks. Mike, just give thoughts on the pick.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I would have gone with maybe another guy on the defensive side of the ball, but I'll save that for another episode. But Robert Keiichi, first of all, dope name.
Yeah, awesome name. I love that last name.
Coming out of high school, I'm pretty sure he was like a top 5 recruit in the whole nation just because he's a freak athlete. I mean, he was viewed as like a Jadeveon Clowney type guy coming out of high school. Old Miss, kind of disappointed at Old Miss, like you said, had that off the field issues. I'm pretty sure he had an altercation with the police during something. I remember hearing during like a bowl game or something.
I could look up some like the news.
Yeah,
that he might have been involved in.
He's just had off the field issues, and I think that's what's really deterred him from being the guy. Like you said, the Arizona Cardinals drafted him 30th overall or whatever it was because of that raw ability, and he wasn't able to display it because of those issues. But he seems much more humbled. He seems much more focused, ready to go. So it totally wouldn't surprise me if Robert Keiichi just has a great season for Seattle. And again, I'm not looking for 10 sacks. I'm looking for 3, 4, 5 sacks. I think that's a really good season for a defensive tackle, especially a guy that we got for so cheap. Just from a value standpoint, I think that could be a really, really good signing. And I'm excited to see what he could do, in the preseason, and then to see what he does throughout the duration of the regular season.
Yeah. So I look at the news, and there's some stories from 2019. He was pulled over twice in 1 week. He got cut after that incident. He had a lot of issues. A crazy story that I apparently just found out from his Wikipedia page. I had never seen this before. But by the way, from 2019, talking about it again, he was arrested 3 times in 2019. In June alone, 3 times. That's not great, and he's gonna really need to fix that up. Obviously. Oh no, I'm wrong. 4 times he was arrested in June. I'm sorry, 4 times arrested in June. So that's a definite question mark. One crazy story that I just found out. Looking at his Wikipedia, on December 12th, 2015, Robert Keiichi fell from a 4th floor window of the Grand Hyatt Atlanta in Buckland. It's a hotel. A quote, it appears that the victim, Keiichi, broke the window and then walked approximately 15 feet and climbed over a wall and fell approximately 15 feet. Police later found 7 blunts in his room. Once again, not great, but I think he's getting ready to turn his career around. I think he's getting ready to turn his life around. And I mean, I think that he knows that this is last chance. I think he's ready to work. So that's my pick. And Mike,
7 blunts, man. That's
7
Snoop
blunts.
Dogg. That's Snoop Dogg numbers right there.
Yeah, those are Snoop Dogg numbers right there. That is.
Yeah.
Oh
no,
my
I
God.
agree. If he could stay healthy and he could stay focused, I think he could be a producer. And I think that's a really good pick that you had, to be honest.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up. Do you guys have a pick? If you think that Geno Smith is going to have a breakout year this year, go ahead. Let us know in the comments below. As you know, we always mention this, but we really like your feedback and really like when y'all added the conversation. Once again, subscribe to the channel. turn on notifications. You can listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's Apple, Spotify, the whole shebang. Subscribe to the podcast channel so you get notified whenever our podcast drops. And Mike, any last comments? All right.
I think I'm stuck on the 7 blunts thing, man. That is
7
legendary.
blunts.
Legendary.
7 blunts. We'll see you guys next time.
7 blunts. See you guys next time.